Did you know that 80% of employees say they would leave a job if they didn't feel like their leaders communicated well? Communication isn't just important, it's the number one factor that can make or break a leader's success. Yet, many leaders overlook it or don't realize how much power their words and actions truly have. If you think leadership is all about making decisions or giving orders, think again. The best leaders are also the best communicators. It's how they inspire, motivate, and lead their teams to success. And here's the kicker, most leaders are missing out on simple communication strategies that could make them more effective and respected. In this guide, we'll reveal 6 powerful communication tips that can transform you into a more articulate leader. From speaking with precision to mastering body language and using storytelling, we'll cover the skills you need to captivate any audience. So if you're ready to take your leadership to the next level, keep reading, you'll learn strategies that even the top CEOs swear by. Chapter 1, Speak with Precision, Cut the Fluff, Keep the Power. Great leaders are known for their ability to communicate simply and clearly. Instead of using complex language, powerful leaders focus on getting their point across without confusion. According to research, the average adult's attention span is just 8 seconds, so every word counts. A concise message is more memorable and effective. Leaders should practice the art of simplicity, cutting through the noise and delivering clear, direct statements. Being precise doesn't mean being blunt or impolite. It means saying what you need to say without unnecessary details. Studies show that people tune out when leaders ramble. Instead of adding filler words like like, or focus on giving clear, structured thoughts. One way to do this is by practicing the one-sentence rule. Try to express your main point in a single, powerful sentence. A great example of this is Steve Jobs. He was known for making complex ideas sound simple. Jobs would break down technical jargon into easy-to-understand language. This made his speeches not just easy to follow but impactful. Another strategy is to structure your message using the pyramid principle. Start with the main point, followed by supporting arguments. It's a technique used by top communicators like former US President Obama. He was known for keeping his speeches structured and focused on the message, avoiding tangents. The clearer your main point, the more likely your team will stay engaged and retain information. Additionally, using metaphors can help communicate complex ideas in a simpler way. Leaders often use metaphors like climbing the mountain or navigating the storm to make their messages relatable. They help people visualize abstract concepts and create lasting impact. Research shows that metaphors make information easier to remember and understand. To summarize, precision in communication means being brief but powerful. It's about knowing what to say, how to say it, and when to stop. Keep it simple, keep it clear, and always remember, less is more. Chapter 2, The Art of Pausing, Silence Speaks Volumes. Did you know that silence can be a leader's secret weapon? Most people believe that speaking nonstop shows confidence. In reality, pausing during a conversation or presentation can increase your authority and give your words more power. Studies have shown that speakers who pause between their sentences are perceived as more credible. Silence allows you to gather your thoughts, which makes your speech more intentional and confident. The timing of your pauses is crucial. A well-timed pause gives your audience a moment to absorb what you just said. It also builds anticipation, making them eager for what you'll say next. Think about the most impactful speeches you've heard. They often include moments of stillness that add drama to the message. It's like a breath before a great performance. Pauses also create space for reflection. As a leader, you want your team to think critically about what you say. The pause after a powerful statement can invite others to digest your message. It also allows them to come up with their own thoughts and ideas. This promotes engagement and shows that you value their input. One interesting fact is that the most effective speakers, such as Martin Luther King Jr., used pauses strategically. His famous "I Have a Dream" speech is full of moments where he pauses, allowing his words to sink in. This technique helped to emphasize the emotional weight of his message. To master the art of pausing, start by practicing with shorter pauses in everyday conversations. You can even practice in front of a mirror, imagining you're delivering a speech. Try taking a 2-second pause after each key point. This might feel awkward at first, but with time, it will become a natural and powerful part of your communication. Another benefit of pausing is that it gives you time to listen. A great leader is just as much a listener as they are a speaker. When you pause, you also signal to your team that you are open to hearing their thoughts. Active listening builds trust and shows that you value others' contributions. By integrating silence into your communication, you can enhance your leadership presence and make your words resonate more deeply with your audience. Chapter 3, Empathy in Action. Speak to connect, not just to be heard. Empathy is one of the most powerful communication tools a leader can use. It's not just about listening, it's about understanding and acknowledging the emotions of others. When leaders communicate with empathy, they build stronger, more trusting relationships with their teams. Research by the Center for Creative Leadership shows that leaders with high emotional intelligence, EQ, are more effective and successful in their roles. Leaders who speak with empathy acknowledge the feelings and perspectives of others. For example, consider how an empathetic leader would approach a tough situation. Instead of just telling their team to get it together, they might say, "I understand this project is challenging, but we can work through it together." This type of response builds connection and trust, making the team feel supported and motivated. Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with everything, but it means respecting others' viewpoints. As leadership expert Daniel Goleman says, empathy is about being with people, not just in the same place, but in the same frame of mind. When you can truly empathize with your team, your communication will naturally become more authentic and effective. One of the best ways to show empathy is by practicing active listening. This means giving your full attention to the speaker, not interrupting, and reflecting back what you hear. Research shows that people feel valued when they know they are truly being heard. It also strengthens the bond between you and your team, making your communication more meaningful. Empathetic leaders also know how to give constructive feedback with care. Instead of just pointing out mistakes, they offer solutions with understanding. This type of communication helps to build confidence and foster growth, which is key for any team's success. By speaking with empathy, you show your team that you care about them as individuals, not just as workers. This approach helps create a positive, productive work environment where people feel motivated to perform at their best. If you're enjoying these leadership tips, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, so you don't miss the rest of the powerful communication strategies coming up in the next chapters. Chapter 4, Body Language Amplification. When words need a backup, communication isn't just about words. In fact, studies show that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal, with body language making up 55% of that. That's right, your body speaks louder than your words. Leaders who can harness the power of body language have an edge in delivering their messages effectively. Simple gestures, posture, and facial expressions can enhance your communication and reinforce your authority. One of the most important things to remember is posture. Standing tall with your shoulders back conveys confidence and openness. Think about the body language of successful leaders like Oprah Winfrey, who maintain strong, open body language to engage her audience. This simple act of standing with good posture can make you appear more authoritative and approachable at the same time. Eye contact is another essential element of nonverbal communication. Research by the University of California shows that maintaining eye contact increases trust and makes you appear more credible. Leaders who make eye contact while speaking connect better with their audience. However, be mindful of not overdoing it, as too much eye contact can be intimidating. Aim for a balance, especially when addressing a group. Facial expressions are equally powerful. A genuine smile can make a huge difference in how your message is received. Smiling can increase your perceived likability, which is a key component of effective leadership. Leaders who use positive facial expressions build rapport with their teams and create a welcoming atmosphere. Hand gestures are another great way to complement your words. Studies have shown that gestures can help explain complex ideas and keep your audience engaged. Leaders who use their hands naturally when they speak are more memorable and dynamic. But be cautious, too many gestures can be distracting, so it's important to find a balance that feels natural. Leaders who are aware of their body language also become better listeners. By leaning in slightly or nodding during conversations, you signal that you're engaged and interested in what others are saying. This not only helps with communication but also builds trust and respect within your team. In short, mastering body language is about using your physical presence to enhance your verbal message. Your posture, eye contact, facial expressions, and hand gestures all play a part in how your leadership is perceived. When used effectively, body language helps you connect more deeply with your audience and reinforces the power of your words. Chapter 5, The Power of Storytelling. Craft your narrative to lead. Storytelling is one of the most effective tools a leader can use to communicate their vision and inspire their team. Humans are wired to connect with stories. Research shows that people are 22 times more likely to remember a story than a simple fact. As a leader, your ability to tell a compelling story can make your message more impactful and memorable. The key to great storytelling is to connect emotionally. When you tell a story that evokes emotion, you create a sense of shared experience with your audience. For example, consider how Martin Luther King Jr. used storytelling in his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. By painting a vivid picture of a future free of segregation, he engaged people on an emotional level and inspired action. Effective stories in leadership should also have a clear structure, a beginning, middle, and end. Start by setting the scene, introduce a challenge or obstacle. Then, describe the struggle or journey to overcome it. Finally, share the resolution or success, and highlight the lessons learned. This structure helps keep the audience engaged while also delivering a powerful message. A great way to start using storytelling is to look for the narratives within your own leadership journey. Share the challenges you've faced, the lessons you've learned, and how you've overcome obstacles. These personal stories are not only authentic but also help humanize you as a leader, making you more relatable to your team. Storytelling also helps in navigating difficult conversations. Instead of simply telling your team what's wrong or what needs to change, frame it within a story. This approach helps soften the message and provides context, which makes it easier for people to understand and accept. The effectiveness of storytelling isn't just theoretical. Research by the Harvard Business Review reveals that leaders who use storytelling are perceived as more charismatic and persuasive. It's a tool that can be used to motivate, teach, and connect, whether you're delivering a keynote address or giving a one-on-one feedback session. In conclusion, storytelling is a potent leadership tool. By sharing personal experiences and framing messages in narrative form, you can create an emotional connection with your team, inspire action, and make your communication more impactful and memorable. Chapter 6, Vocal Mastery, Tune Your Voice for Impact. Your voice is one of your most powerful tools as a leader. How you use it can dramatically change how people perceive your message. Research has found that a person's vocal tone influences how their words are received more than the actual content of what they say. Leaders who master the art of vocal delivery can project authority, warmth, and confidence with just a few adjustments. One key aspect of vocal mastery is pacing. Speaking too quickly can make you sound nervous or unprepared. On the other hand, speaking too slowly can lose your audience's attention. Studies show that the ideal speaking rate is about 150 words per minute. This pace is natural and allows you to emphasize important points while keeping your listeners engaged. Pitch is another important element. A voice that is too high-pitched can sound weak, while a voice that is too low can be hard to understand. Leaders with a well-modulated voice, typically with a mid-range pitch, are perceived as confident and trustworthy. The late Steve Jobs, for example, had a distinctive, well-paced voice that commanded attention. Vocal variety, or the ability to vary your tone, is also essential. A monotone voice can make even the most interesting subject seem dull. Adding changes in pitch and rhythm can emphasize key ideas, convey enthusiasm, and keep your listeners engaged. Great leaders, like Barack Obama, are known for their ability to modulate their voice for impact. Another technique is using pauses effectively in your speech. As we discussed earlier, pauses create emphasis and give your words more weight. By intentionally slowing down at critical moments, you allow your audience to process your message, making it more likely they will remember it. Volume control is also crucial. Speaking too softly can make you seem uncertain, while speaking too loudly can come off as aggressive. The right volume projects authority without overwhelming the listener. Leaders who speak with controlled volume exude confidence and self-assurance. One way to improve your vocal delivery is by practicing in front of a mirror or recording yourself. Pay attention to how your tone, pitch, and pace change as you speak. You can also try reading aloud from books or speeches and experiment with different vocal techniques to see what feels most natural and powerful. In conclusion, vocal mastery is about using your voice to complement your message. Whether it's adjusting your pace, tone, or volume, your vocal delivery can make a huge difference in how your leadership is received. By fine-tuning your voice, you'll ensure that your words have the impact they deserve. If you've found these communication tips valuable, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new leadership strategy that can help take your career to the next level.